have abandoned their homes, seeking safety in the surrounding farmlands or across the border in Cote d'Ivoire. The once peaceful village of Gbenyiri now hangs in limbo as the wounds of the past continue to bleed. And here's eyewitness Jima Joseph, who spoke with correspondent Isaac Nonya.
We saw people running helter-skelter because of the fight that erupted at Gbenyiri. So I took time to also run away. Fortunately, where I reside is closer to the police station. I saw women and children just lying down on the floor crying. It was an eyesore. I couldn't take it anymore, so I also went off the scene. It was very pathetic yesterday at the police station when I saw women and children carrying their babies. Others were crying. I can't even say it.
Were there men among them?
There were no men. All the men fled, leaving their wives and children. And that's one thing that touched my heart that I pray should never happen. So we all plead that we should have peace in Bunjalani and also in the entire Ghana.
Well, speaking to Joy Business before heading into a dissect meeting, DC for Sola, Tuna Kalba, Saka Sikina said many of the towns have been abandoned and they are struggling to provide temporary shelters for those displaced.
I can say Ivory relatively calm. As of today, a number of bodies have just been brought to the hospital as of now, and with so many people injured.
When you say a number of bodies have been brought, how many bodies have been brought?
Yesterday, 5 bodies was brought. Some are buried. Today, 3 bodies have been brought now. 1 is also on the way coming.
So you have 9. Do we know how many are dead and how many are injured?
Currently, 9 are confirmed officially, but the injury situation is about between those confirmed at the hospital are about 21 injured, some in serious condition, some in a stable condition.
We do understand that some of the residents have fled the area.
A lot of people are fleeing. Some have taken refuge at the police station. Some are in their various farms. Some are traveling, leaving the town. Most of the towns are ghost towns now, but majority are in the bushes, their farms. Others are crossing to Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and what have you. In fact, the incident is happening in a place, the epicenter is a place that is more or less to the Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso area there.
So how many are displaced in your estimation?
You cannot tell, because they are not all at one place. But if you go to the police station, as I speak to you, there are a number of people stranded there. They are just there. We don't even know where we are going to house them. We are just entering for a dissect meeting where a decision will be taken.
Also, this conflict, we understand, is being fought by a long-standing land dispute that has paged neighbors against neighbors. And you have the DC for the area, Saka Sikina, telling us, a lot more about the impact of this particular happening there. Let's take you live now to the ground for more. And our Savannah region correspondent, Isaac Nonya, is joining us on the telephone line now. Isaac, what is the situation in Biniri as we speak?
Biniri remains tense as we speak because residents who are there have left the place and they are at the police station. The other area like Kalba is also similar because security is also detailed at the palace. What I can confirm now is that 6 people were arrested last night and detained at the Sola police station here with some ammunition seized from them. DASEC is currently briefing RESEC about their mandate and what they were able to do, and also to tell them the details of the beginning or the trigger of this incident.
So aside the 8, has there been fresh arrests?
Aside the 6, there has not been any other arrest because, all along we didn't know how many people were arrested. Today, through that, I just confirmed that 6 people have been arrested with some ammunition taken from them. I saw a 4-member delegation sent by the Yagbawura of the kingdom, the Kunutun Jewusoli, who came to the district and to announce their presence, saying that they are actually in the district to examine and to mediate for peace based on what Yagbawura told them to come and do. Aside that, we initially preempted that this matter was going to escalate to other adjoining communities and districts. Surely so. 3 communities into Sola Township, all communities that are known to be the other faction have all deserted. You won't see a single fowl or human being around. All the doors closed. Now, if you get to Sola Town, areas, localities that you see people or you used to know for the other faction to be residing, they have all vacated, and they are the police station now. The number of the police station, children and women, are more than 100. That's only Sola alone. We don't know those at Bole where they will be. You know the figure we gave regarding the death toll, the DC account he gave, the additional three is true. They brought them from somewhere Dante after Bole. That's the three. Now the Solipe Kura, 3 were shot, 1 dead and 2 others injured. They are currently at the hospital as we speak now. Now Biniri itself is a ghost town. Biniri is just 3 to 4 kilometers to Cote d'Ivoire, very close. And Kalba is close to 7 kilometers to Cote d'Ivoire. So the easy way to the man who escaped, is to go to Cote d'Ivoire. And that's where they are now. Because coming back to Sola will be a long, long journey. And they have to do that through the bush. But the crossover to Cote d'Ivoire was very, very short for them. And many of them are in Cote d'Ivoire. And the few who could run faster are also in the south of Burkina Faso. Because we pass through Chache, Waka Waka, you go to Chache and you cross over to Burkina Faso. And that's another easy route.
Okay. So as you said, the Security Council is in a meeting. Do we have any, information about the concrete steps they want to take to get this matter resolved?
One, the information I picked is that they want to grant bail to the 6 people arrested. They will keep the ammunition, and they will bring 2 surety for them to be granted bail. Secondly, they will meet all the parties, and they will also meet the traditional rulers over here to see how they will mediate and call the civil factions to lay down their truths for a proper mediation to take place. For now, we also told the rest will be meeting the king of Gonjaland later tomorrow. Apart from that, the security personnel in the adjoining district where the thing started, they have already briefed DASEC, and that's what's happening now. You see a couple of known faces within the security services that are all here, including Nadmo. But Nadmo asked Nadmo's criminal director as to what they did for the displaced people. But he yet to give me an answer. I know the briefing will be done after the meeting between DASEC and RESEC this evening.
Okay. All right. I'm grateful to you, Isaac Nonya. There he is our correspondent in the Savannah region there. Thankfully, we've been joined by the MP for Sola, Kalba Tuna, which is the area within which Gbenyiri is. And Andrew Dari Chewete is joining us on the phone line. So I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining. Now, you have been monitoring event at Gbenyiri. What briefing have you been provided with so far?
Good evening so much, sir. I think your reporter gave the exact situation that is on the ground. The issue is not even about Biniri now. It has escalated up to Bole as well. Like the reporter indicated, or the DC also mentioned. Even the last 3 bodies that were brought from the Bole Bamboy constituency. And so it's not just even a matter of Biniri. As for Sola Tuna Kalba, like your reporter said, the situation is dire now. You see, yesterday evening, when the military came in, they succeeded immediately in calming down the situation a bit. But the whole thing started again this morning. And now it's like fire burning. You hear this community is under siege. You speak to the security officers. They get there, and then you hear about another community. And it's like at a point we had guys moving on motorbikes. And so they just get into the community, they shoot at people, and they take off. And so that is what is making the situation very difficult to manage. And so it's quite complicated. It's quite dire. What we need now is to have the IGP move his men there immediately. In fact, I spoke with the IGP a couple of minutes ago, and he assured me they were going to be security. But for me, I see it to be delaying. It's delaying because it's more than 24 hours. We kept getting the assurances. Well, the regional police commander I equally spoke with him. For him, I have been speaking with him almost every 30 minutes. I speak with him. The promises. The security men we have on the ground, I cannot say they are enough, because Sola district is a very scattered district. And so we really need so many security men so that we are able to control the situation. So for me, what I am asking for now is more security men on the ground. Then we should provide them with vehicles, because the army, for instance, in Kalba, it is very difficult for them to move about. So whilst we are deploying the security officers, we should ensure that we give them the logistics so that they are able to move, to be able to solve the problem that we want them to come and solve for us.
The army is not able to move because they don't have vehicles?
The army, they do not have vehicles. They came with the armor cars, all right, I'm told, but they do not have other vehicles, so that if there are situations somewhere, they can quickly move in. Yeah.
Okay, but have you reached out to your colleague MP, who is the Minister of Interior, to find out what he can do from his end to help?
Unfortunately, the Minister of Interior is not in town, but I spoke with him. I called him via WhatsApp. He couldn't, but when he saw he sent me a message. I also responded. So we communicated, all right. As of yesterday, when I communicated with him, that it was not long, and then we got the signal that they had moved some police officers from the nearby district to Sola to beef up security. And so he has been responsive. Like I said, fortunately, myself and the Attorney General, we also met, we talked, we spoke with myself and the Attorney General, we spoke with the IG, and then he gave the assurances before myself and the IG that they were going to send in more troops. And so whoever that matters in terms of security has been contacted.
Now, once this is emanating or being forwarded by a long-standing land dispute, and you know this area very well and how things must be handled, how can we end these, issues, this conflict that come as a result of land dispute? What must happen?
I really don't know whether I should accept that statement that it's been a long-standing land dispute.
Okay.
I don't think that is the case, because this one is just about somebody's plot in Gbenyiri that created the issue. So if we put it that way, it looks like there has been a long-standing land dispute between Gonjes and Brefor, or Gonjes and Lobis, or whatever. No, that's not the situation.
Okay.
It happens to be something between two people. Yes. It's unfortunate that it has escalated to this level. We didn't expect it to go this far. Unfortunately, it has happened.
These two people is over land issue or not?
Yes, it's over land issue. But if we say that it's a long-standing something, it will look like, I don't know.
Okay.
But we only have to be careful. You see, I have granted interviews to other media houses, and I told them, Sola Kalba is not a developed district. It's one of the constituencies that we still need to do a lot of investment.
Okay, all right.
We have what we are doing. We should not be killing one another because of land. We should not be killing one another to survive. No.
Okay, all right.
What we need now is that we are fortunate. Our own son, President Mama, is the president now. We should be lobbying him to put development to our area.
I'm grateful to you, sir, that the MP for the area, Sola Kalba Tuna Andrew Dari Chiwete. Let me bring in Zakaria Mahama, who's the acting regional NADMO director. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining. Now, what's your preliminary assessment of those who have been displaced, and what are you doing to help?
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. We in NADMO have been following the story since yesterday. We are also preparing towards the spillage of the Bagri Dam, and so I have been very busy with my officers across the region. And so when this matter came up yesterday, we were torn in between stopping our preparation towards the spillage of the Bagri Dam and then moving to Sola Tuna Kalba to attend to this particular situation. But I got back to Sola yesterday in the late afternoon. And then we assessed the situation, but moving to the place was very risky because the place was still volatile, so we couldn't get there. But there was information that many of the people moved to Sola Police Station, and some too were moved to the Sola District Hospital. And then there's a private facility, Friends Clinic. There were some other people there who had fled their communities to those places. So far, we have been able to record over 130 people who some are at the police station, some are at the hospital, some too are at the other private health facility in town. I mean, Solar Town.
So these 130 people are injured or people who have been displaced?
No, people who have been displaced,
Okay.
not injured. I mean, just seeking safe havens. They think that those places were safe for them to move, women, children, and some young men. As for majority of the elderly men, they have fled into the bush, and some of them you can't even trace. So I've communicated to my headquarters, and we've been given assurance that some assistance will come for us to see how we can support them. Since the situation is getting more worse and worse, because as my honorable MP said, I mean, you go to attend to this community, and the next thing you hear about a different community. So it's becoming very difficult to manage. So we would only urge our compatriots to give peace a chance, and to also call on the security agencies to bring in more security so that at least we can reduce or mitigate the effects of this complex situation we find ourselves.
But as you wait for head office to bring in some support, what's the plan to ensure that food and water are provided to the displaced?
Yes, right now I had a discussion with the Honorable DC of the area and my NADMO director, so that we see how immediately we can get some support for the displaced people whilst we wait for the support that will come from Accra. So we are on the ground. We are with the people right now as we speak. I am in a meeting with both DISEC and RESEC are in a joint meeting, and then the outcome of the meeting perhaps will give us certain direction to go.
We are just a few minutes to 6. We don't know whether we'll be able to provide them support in terms of water and food.
Yes, as I said, right now the DC himself and the coordinator, everybody is in the meeting. So it is only after the meeting that we'll see the way forward and the kind of support we can provide them for now. But as you said, issues of water and places to sleep and those petty things, I think we should be able to sort that out whilst we wait for support outside.
Zakaria, I'm grateful to you for speaking to us. Zakaria Mahama is Acting Regional NADMO Director for the Savannah region. Let's now bring in someone who understands security of this country very well to help us know what must be done. Professor Kwesi is a security consultant. Prof, what must be done in this particular instance? We are told that it's now moved from one community to several. What should we do?
Well, it's not so much as what we should do as first an understanding of the dynamic inherent in it. You know, I heard the MP say, oh, but it's not a long-standing conflict. It's only 2 people who had a land issue, and the thing happened. It means it's not about land conflict between 2 people. Okay, so he has got it totally wrong. The second is the NADMO man who is afraid to commit. I mean, when you say things like give peace a chance, peace is common good. Okay, so 2 very important people who should be having a better grasp and handle of how to present options for understanding. And when we understand, that will help us determine the type of resources that we need to deal with the conflict. are looking at it totally wrongly. But of course, I mean, it's not their fault. Maybe they don't deal with it what they need to be doing. But there is a fundamental issue in this country that we need to tackle. That is, people think they can take the law into their hands and challenge the authority of the state. Okay, if and when we have a state present and those who are representing the state are efficient and effective in the delivery of that public service, that is security. Look, it shouldn't strike people to take the law into their hands. It shouldn't strike people to say, my cousin and I are fighting over a piece of land. We will not go to the appropriate institution. We will use guns that are available, easily purchasable, start fighting, and then people on the sideline think that, look, this is great fun. I may be able to lose, so let me also do it. Okay. So the fundamental point is, where are the institutions representing the Republic of Ghana and both India? And that ought to be bringing people, preventing people from taking the law into their own hands. And when they are arrested, punishing them, whether it's self-defense or terror. All this excuses and stupid things, I simply don't buy. Truly. This is going to get much worse. Not only in where we are talking about, but in other parts of the country. Because those who are supposed to be preventing, degrading, and bringing about the peace simply are just waffling and are not giving us the assurance that they are up to the task.
So in this case, who must be the one, once we know that, as you say, the MP and the NADMO director have not been able to give us that what we're looking for? Who must be the one taking charge of this and making sure that this is brought to an end?
I don't know. My job is to explain the first place. But when the MP said, I have written to the minister, why should they get to the minister? There is a regional minister. There is an MC. There's a regional security council. There's a district security council. Act 10 says, which is the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act, is very specific in terms of how early warning data might be gathered. The Signals Act 10 is very clear about how the requisite intelligence and security agencies must be brought together to respond during periods of crisis. So where are all those people paid for with the taxpayers' money and who ought to be doing their job? This thing about always waiting for a crash to issue instructions before people who are the frontline officers act is totally unacceptable. If you can't do the job, don't pass it on to the minister. Because the minister, who is a representative of the president, also has his representative across all the ministries, departments, and agencies in all these areas. We like to push the forward and look for excuses.
Okay, but the MP also talks about resources, that even the military underground do not have other vehicles to move around. Maybe that's a challenge that they are being confronted with. How do we...
Really?
That's what he says.
Really? You know what? Either there's something fundamentally wrong in our assessment of what the threats that we are facing as a nation, or we play politics with everything. If the Regional Security Council has failed to assess the potential level of threat and written the appropriate reports for those who are there to be resourced to be able to prevent and resist any such threat, then people in authority over there have failed. I can assure you that if the military or the contingents located in this area have written to Accra that we have or we need X number of vehicles to be able to do the job, I will be surprised if the armed force will not provide.
So if you were to consult for government on what it must do in this current circumstance, what would you tell government to do?
I won't consult for government.
But if you have to help us know what we must do, what would you say?
Ask the UN to ask me to do. At least I know my payment will be they will come on time and without anybody asking me to give him 10% of the payment.
Prof, as both men say, these are dire times and we need solutions.
These are dire times that have developed over the last 20, 30, 40 years. They haven't happened overnight. It's a consistent and repeated failure, both of institutions and individual leadership. These times are not different from the previous time. We simply love excuses.
Okay. I'm grateful to you, Professor Kwesi. He is a security consultant, and has been Top Story, brought to you by Telecel Connected Energies. Newsnight is up next.
"30 years of joyfulness." Hello, good evening, and welcome to Newsnight.
Well, this bulletin is live on Joy 99.7 FM in Accra, Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, and on over 30 affiliates across the country. Well, tonight, Akotia on urge. Guns accusations fly ahead of by-election following the arrest of 10 people and the seizure of 9 assault weapons.
Who tells you? We have fixed signals of them, NDC people having to wear some certain uniforms that will portray them as security officers.
Why is our opponents who say they want to protect themselves? Then they'll be going about carrying weapons to the place. They are the people. We should condemn them for saying that they will protect themselves.
A tense Municipal Security Council meeting is currently underway in Kwadaso in the Ashanti region in response to violent clashes between rival groups from Nwamesi and Kokode. We bring you the very latest of that meeting.
Also tonight, West African Examinations Council cracks down on exam malpractices in the ongoing WASI following fresh jaw-dropping figures from Africa Education Watch on exam fraud.
We have called on all our stakeholders to help us to be able to overcome this canker that is now in the system. So that is why we see a higher trend.
Also tonight, Finance Ministry interdicts and investigates staff of Controller and Accountant General cited for fraudulently delisting a teacher who failed to pay him bribe from the payroll.
Removed his name from the payroll. We have taken serious view of this, and it is being investigated. Fortunately, Controller knows the person in the Controller office who activated, who deactivated.
in business.
Controlling Accountants General denying overstating Ghana's total debt stock, insisting it still stand by what it put out for last year.
And in sports, PWAC Natural Health crowned overall champions at the 2025 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament.
We have more, including details that the Public Accounts Committee also calls for immediate interdiction of a Ghana Revenue Authority staff whose actions resulted in a 2 million cedi debt to the GRA.
Details of these and many other stories coming up tonight. My name is Kenneth. Gyasi.
My name is Ofori.
You can join the conversation by WhatsApping us on our WhatsApp platform is 055 11 11 997. We'll be back with details after this.
Much money day. Telecel too much money promo drop. If for dial star 500 hash, then join them. For the Telecel too much money promo inside, you will win 100 Ghana cedis cash for the daily draws, 20,000 Ghana cedis for the weekly draws, then 1.2 million Ghana cedis for the grand draw inside. That be 1.2 million Ghana cedis. You for just reload airtime, then get points with it make you win. Make you dial star 500 hash or go the Telecel Play app top. Then book inside riders give the Telecel too much money promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
This promo will be NLA where they regulate them for the Caritas Lottery platform top.
Ade. Couldn't sleep at night. Mosquitoes will be whining my ears. Bugging me all night long. Till I got a remedy. Now I'll be spraying them away with holy insecticide spray. I go spray them away with holy insecticide spray. When I sleep, me down my dog with holy insecticide spray.
Holy mosquito coil, holy multi-purpose insecticide spray. Ghana Kron Kron. For bulk purchase, call 0302 681582. This advert is FDA approved.
No. You look so relaxed and cheerful these days. What's your secret?
No secret, Kofi. I just sorted out my retirement with Shield Pension Trust. You should talk to them.
Retirement? There's more time before pension.
Share. The earlier you start, the better. And Shield Pension Trust makes this so easy for you. They've got amazing plans to choose from. I even signed up for the Shield Cedi Crow a Day personal pension scheme, which lets you save as little as 1 Ghana cedi a day towards your retirement. Isn't that great?
1 cedi a day.
Exactly. And the best part is, I sign up automatically on the Dachia Promoting Plan, which guarantees me medical insurance when I go on retirement.
Hey, you've convinced me. I need to sign up now.
Kofi is making a move to secure his future and health insurance when he goes on retirement. What about you? Go to Shield Pension Trust or call us now on 050-915-0253 and we'll guide you through securing your pension tomorrow. Shield Pension Trust, into the future with you.
This is really good. Missing that real taste of Ghana? Your favorite kitchen is calling. Living Room Restaurant, famous for mouth-watering authentic Ghanaian dishes, has a brand new home. We've moved. Find your favorite food now at our bigger, better spot on the Trinity Avenue, Baalishi, East Legon. It's the same incredible flavors, same warm Ghanaian hospitality, just a fresh new location, and now with live band on weekends. You could also book our lovely spaces for your private event at the same venue and enjoy the same great service. Visit us today at Trinity Avenue, Baalishi, East Legon. Living room, simply delicious.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valix Lease, affordable document management solutions.
You're welcome back to Newsnight. Also coming up in the bulletin, Narcotics Control Commission steps up strategic operations with detailed intelligence on drug traffickers as teen addiction crisis deepens. Now let's bring you the details of our stories now. Tonight, tensions are running high in Akotia as the NDC and NPP engage in a heated blame game following the arrest of 10 individuals and the seizure of 9 assault weapons. The incident occurred just days before a crucial by-election. Barely days before voters returned to the polls in the 10th by-election, with the Eastern South Regional Command confirming the recovery of 8 pump-action shotguns and a locally manufactured single-barreled gun.
Well, the Ghana Police Service recently deployed 6,000 officers to soften the grounds in Akotia, but the arrests have quickly turned into political ammunition. Well, the MPP alleges that those arrested are linked to the NDC, claiming they have devised ways to smuggle arms into the constituency. Well, the NDC, on the other hand, points accusing fingers at the MPP, insisting that party operatives had vowed to protect themselves because they do not trust the police. Well, we'll hear from the NDC and MPP shortly first, but let's get details of the arrest. And my colleague Michael Ashali is joining us in the studio with the latest. Michael, 10 arrests so far. How were they arrested?
So from the statement from the police, it says that officers intercepted a vehicle near St. Dominic Hospital in Akotia, driven by a man named Bernard Kumi Ofosu. A subsequent search uncovered a Tupa double-barrel pump-action gun, 4 AAA live cartridges and 2 FTB blank cartridges. Now, according to the statement again, the suspect admitted ownership of the firearms and presented a valid firearm license. He has been taken into custody while the weapon and ammunition were retained for further verification. In a separate incident on the same day, though, police arrested Joshua Amenuku at the Akotia White Junction Snap checkpoint after discovering 15 live BB cartridges in his possession. A follow-up search at his residence uncovered an Adler Tupa pump-action gun and 5 additional live BB cartridges as well, Kenneth.
Well, interesting, Michael. The post also mentions officers intercepting a Toyota Hilux pickup and arresting 2 men. What do we know?
Yes, so the individuals are Asiedu and Chinese national Lu Yuyan. 4 5BB cartridges were retrieved from the vehicle. Preliminary questioning suggests that the ammunition allegedly belongs to the employer, identified only as Mohammed, who is also the registered owner of the vehicle.
But why are the stakes so high? Michael, you've compiled a report there that we want to listen.
Since 1996, Akotia's parliamentary seat has been a political battlefield. 4 wins for the MPP, 3 for the NDC. In the last election, Ernest Kumi scraped through with just over 2,000 votes for the MPP. But what should have been a routine declaration turned into hours of delays, heated disputes, and bitter accusations. The NDC still insists they were the real winners.
That result is neither here nor there. It's completely rejected. It will be treated with contempt, and we don't consider Akotia completed.
Now, the contest is back on. Lawyer Bernard Bediaku Beidu is leading the NDC's charge, while the MPP is banking on Solomon Kwame Esumedu. But the stakes are higher this time. For the NDC, victory will secure an unprecedented 2/3 majority. For the MPP, defeat would cut deeper into their already fragile 88 seats in Parliament. The ground is tense.
Saying is that for the New Patriotic Party, we are going to protect ourselves.
600 police officers have been deployed.
They are going to soften the ground. We want to assure you that the police will deal decisively with those people. And I think they cannot come.
With more than 52,000 voters set to decide, this by-election is shaping up to be far more than just a local contest. It is a fight for pride, power, and political survival. For the NDC, the aim is to win.
They won NDC. MPP, look, when you are looking at the dissent, it tells you that something is wrong with the MPP in that constituency.
For the MPP, the mission is not to lose.
if you take the budget of the NDC for 2025, there is no any plan for the good people of Akotia.
For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
Well, let's go on to the telephone lines now and bring in Haruna Mohammed, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the MPP, and also Tanko Rashid Computer, who is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT with the NDC. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me this evening. Let me start with the MPP's Haruna Mohammed. You've continuously accused the Ghana Police Service of not protecting people, especially MPP supporters. You've cited Ablekuma North by-election as an example and vowing to protect yourself. Now, 10 arrests have been made. Is that good enough? Okay. Unfortunately, we've lost Haruna Mohammed there, but let's bring in Tanko Rashid Computer, who's the Deputy Director of Elections and IT with the NDC. Mr. Computer, thank you very much for your time. I want to believe that this is a good news for the NDC following the arrests that have been effected by the Ghana Police Service, because when I met you last time at the police headquarters, you mentioned that the police should do their job, and that is to protect citizens and arrest perpetrators of violence.
Very well, Evans. Let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners. I must say we need to congratulate and commend the police. They are on top of their job. They told us in their last meeting with them that they will make sure that nobody is allowed to bring offensive weapons into Akotia. They are going to protect life and property and make sure that we have free, fair, transparent, credible election. And they are leaving to that. So far, so good. We are committed to complying with all the procedure, the structures they put in place. And we meant by what we said. We have the backing of the National Executive Committee, and we have taken time, invested resources into training our officers to understand the in and out, the nuances of elections, so that we won't have any difficulty whatsoever in the constituency. Our opponents, they have challenged with the police. They say they don't trust the police. They want to protect themselves. So they've started sending weapons into the constituency. You see, they've started arresting them.
Mr. Tago, that's a wild allegation, but kindly hold on. Let me bring in the MPP's Deputy General Secretary, Haruna Mohammed. Haruna, thank you very much for your time this evening. Is this also coming as a good news for the MPP following your backlash against the Ghana Police Service for being very ineffective, especially citing Ablekuma North constituency as a case study?
Thank you, Evans.
This is Kenneth.
I say good evening to your cherished listeners and Chief Rashid Computer, the one. I understand he has been given a title by the Overlord of Dagbon as the Chief Computer One. So I hope that he will provide some computers to Dagbon because I'm a son of Dagbon. For me, Evans, I would tell you that what the police has done is not a novelty. This is something that the police service has been doing. On Monday, when I was coming from Volta, from the north to enter Accra, I was searched for by the anti-robbery unit. So the police has been doing this. So if the police, in their activities towards making sure that unlicensed weapons are going out of the system, on this particular stage, it's not a commendation. You mentioned that we raised reservations with regards to Ablekuma North. Which of them have they achieved? They haven't achieved any of them. One, we said that we need arrest of the people. Evans, you are a seasoned journalist. When police service arrest people, they put out an official statement, and such an official statement never emanated from the police. We only heard snipers of news items by the generosity of the media that they have said they have arrested. Who are they? We don't even know them. Nobody has been arraigned before court. And that is why we say that this government is a certain government. I'm very surprised that the police is joining them to provide us with certain information. Again, we've stated that the NDC is massing up to get their men, and they are giving them some special uniform for them to go into Akotia with weapons. We are law-abiding citizens. The law provides the opportunity for us to protect ourselves in the 1992 Constitution. And that is why we said that we don't trust the police, because the police are beginning to sing and dance with the National Democratic Congress. And that is why they are very comfortable with whatever thing that happens.
Right. Mr. Mohammed, that protecting yourself comment is what has led Mr. Rashid Tanko Computer to blame the MPP of being behind those disturbances that happened there that led to the arrest. Are those persons that were arrested MPP members?
Your reporter covered it. Did they tell you that the people they have arrested are... So Chinese has become NDC MPP members.
That's
the
what
Chinese
Mr.
that they have
Rashid Tanko
arrested
Computer
have
says.
suddenly become MPP members. I didn't want to respond to that because I know that my brother Tanko Rashid is a propagandist. And I was very happy when you reprimanded him when he was trying to go astray. So for us, I don't think that this matter should even be discussed as being MPP members. Do we have the right to defend ourselves or not? We have. If you don't trust somebody and the person says that he's going to, first of all, you have to protect yourself even before the person protects you. If the police is being given the right to protect you and you decide not to shelter and cover up your items and thieves steals them, you cannot say that because you have the right to protection by the police, it should be investigated, or it should to arrest the people that they don't know.
Let me bring in Mr. Rashid Tanko Computer at this point. Your colleague in the MPP says those are frivolous accusations, saying that those persons arrested are MPP persons. Do you have any evidence to support that claim that you just made, Mr. Rashid Tanko?
Evans, in law, we have what we call circumstantial evidence. This is a group who say they don't trust the police and that they are going to protect themselves. They said it publicly. And then the following day, they are now arresting people holding arms in the constituency. Who should we appoint accusing fingers to? The one who says he doesn't respect the police or doesn't trust the police judgment and therefore he wants to protect himself. Well, how is he going to protect himself? That is the question we should be asking them. And I'm saying that the people they arrested with those things, what were their intentions? Why are they coming there with arms? To do what? Because we have told our people we are going to respect the decision of the police, we respect their deployment plan, and we have taken time, invest resources to train our people. As of yesterday, we're training officers, senior officers, everybody to understand the nuances of the processes over there. MPP, they are not training. They are rather arming and mobilizing people. Look, I said it in your platform. They are mobilizing people across Ashanti region, Eastern, and all that. Macho men. Some of them.
But Mr. Computer, one could also say that these are NDC members. No?
Evans, I am saying that circumstantial evidence points that these people who are found with weapons are MPP people because they say they want to protect themselves. This was the thing they did at Blekwanov who had problem. They went there and their bags were not searched, but they had pepper spray in their bags. And they went there secretly to start spraying on people's faces. That led us to all this.
Okay, Mr. Tanko Rashid Computer, thank you very much. That's the Deputy Director of Elections and IT at the NDC. And we also earlier heard from Haruna Mohammed, who's the Deputy General Secretary of the MPP. Pearl, who else do we have?
So we have Dr. Adam Bona, and he's the Executive Director of the Small Arms Commission. He's joined us via Zoom. Good evening, and thank you for your time on Newsnight. We've seen the arrest of 10 people, and of course the seizure of weapons. We don't have Adam Bona. Okay, I understand we have him now. So, Mr. Dr. Bona, we've seen the arrest of 10 people.
Hello, yeah, good evening. I can hear you.
Thank you. We've seen the arrest of some 10 people and also the seizure of arms. This must definitely be a cause for concern for your commission, especially when we are entering into a high-stakes election like the Akotia one.
Well, yes, good evening. I believe you've seen our press release we've put out there. We definitely suspected something of this nature was going to happen. And I'm sure the IGP definitely, on top of his game, also came out earlier on to warn, together with the CID boss and the police, warning that, it's just an election. You don't need a weapon to accompany you to the polling station or in the I call it the red zone. But some people decided to, let their weapons accompany them, licensed or unlicensed. And just as we put out that they will be arrested, some of them have been arrested. And I can confidently tell you that some more have been arrested today. Some more people have been arrested. And so I'm sure that in the right time, this information would also come out there. I won't give you all the information, but it will come out. It means that the men on the ground are doing what they are expected to do. I have heard, I think you interviewed one gentleman from the MPP who said the police, they don't trust the police.
Yes.
When we do this, undermine state institutions, it's sometimes brings about some of the chaotic situations we see. If you say you don't you don't trust the police, this is a police service that has not recruited a single government inherited. And therefore, if we are supposed to go by that statement, it means that probably any time regime changes, then we all begin to distrust state institutions. The police are mandated to do their job. The Small Arms Commission, we are mandated to do our job. Other, sister institutions are doing their job. So let's continue to have trust in state institutions. We are only going to, 52 or so, polling stations to go and vote. Why would you want a weapon to accompany you there? And just as we put it, if a weapon, whether licensed or unlicensed weapon accompanies you to the red zone, you will be arrested and prosecuted. And so do leave your weapons at home. If you want to go and observe what is going on, or you are a registered voter within that enclave, leave your weapon and go there to do what is expected of you. Don't allow your weapons to go with you, because the weapons won't go by themselves. You would have to pick it for it to go with you. You will be arrested and probably detained. The mobile prison unit is the IGP put it out there.
Yeah.
It's just parked nearby. You'll be arrested and transported probably to his home and kept there.
Dr. Bona, of course,
people should just obey the laws. I think it's just as simple as that. Why would anyone want to take the law into his own hands?
Okay, so we know that the police has deployed about 600 officers to soften the grounds. From your professional view, is this sufficient to guarantee safety in Akotia?
Well, it's not every security operational details that will be put out. And so the police will definitely tell you we have this number, but you see, it will be difficult for you to know the actual numbers. And I must confess that anyone going to Akotia, you are likely to encounter someone in uniform, someone not in uniform. Before you leave home and you are heading, you head towards Akotia,
Dr. Adam,
someone will know you are going.
Okay.
And so if you're in weapons, and therefore before you leave your home, you leave your home with your weapon, the men on the ground would know that you are coming with your weapons. So leave your weapons at home. Leave your pepper spray at home, pepper sprays at home. Leave your tasers at home.
Okay.
Leave your ammunition at home. Don't carry them with you, because if you do, you will be arrested.
And I think for those listening, the NDC and the NPP, they've heard what you just mentioned. Leave your weapons at home, and you just heard us speaking to Dr. Adam Bona. He's the Executive Director of the Small Arms Commission. Kenneth.
Well, Pearl, a tense Municipal Security Council meeting is currently underway in Kwadoso in the Ashanti region in response to violent clashes between rival youth groups from Nwamase and Kokode. Well, the long-standing feud reignited at a funeral in Agrekinzima, where the two groups clashed, sparking disturbances that began on Saturday, the 23rd of August. Let's go live to the Ashanti region and speak to Nana Yaojima, who is bringing us a situational report. Nana Yaojima, what else can you tell us? Unfortunately, we do not have my colleague Nana Yaojima on the line right now, but we're trying to get him on the telephone lines to tell us really what the situation as we speak is on the line. I understand we have Nana Yaojima back on the line. Nana, tell us, How is the situation in the area like?
Now we have high police and security service presence in the area. They are trying to prevent any reprisal attacks if any of the two communities should attempt to attack the other. So even though a lot of the people still live in fear and trying not to come out or trying to stay within their homes, the police are still on the ground trying to ensure that they prevent any unfortunate incidents that could lead to reprisal attacks. But the information that we have, or before I got into this conversation with you, the Municipal Security Council, they were in a meeting trying to know the next way forward, because from the information that I've been picking from them, they are yet to pick any suspect in connection with these attacks.
Nanaya Ojima, at 12 p.m. you did tell us that there was a victim who was battling for his life. What is his condition now? Is he okay?
The information that I've been able to get is that he is in a stable condition now, but they are telling me that he was badly wounded, deep cuts all over his body. So the doctors at the Confirmatory Teaching Hospital are still keeping an eye on him to try and get him in a more comfortable position.
And has there been any reported cases of injuries or more arrests?
There haven't been any arrests as at now, aside from the one who is receiving treatment at the Confirmatory Teaching Hospital. We are yet to know if there are other people who have also sustained some injuries.
Nanaya Ojima there, he is our resident correspondent in the Ashanti region, bringing us update on that particular clash that happened earlier. Thank you, Nana. Well, it's now time for business, and George is here with the latest. George, what do you have?
Well, coming up in business, the Controller and Accountant General denies overstating Ghana's total debt stock by 139 billion Ghana cedis, insisting it still stands by what he put out for last year. And 9 institutions, including Tor, Temaoyo Refinery, Produce Buying Company, Ghana Revenue Authority, more than 40 million Ghana cedis in taxes for last year. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books and Stationery, your number one-stop shop for all your office essentials. Centers Tanks and Pepsodent, Herbal and Charcoal.
Ah, Ma, have you received the delivery?
See, on the rider's bay. Send in the momo.
Okay, star 176.
Ah, Pau, don't you use a smartphone? Use the momo app, ne?
Huh? Abba app.
Hey, I want to say a millennium, say millennial. Inim. Oh, millennium for ya nyaze. Switch to the app. Oh, you're smart. No, you're secure.
Enter a world of possibilities with the Momo app. Pay your favorite merchant, pay utility bills, and borrow from our wide range of lending services. Move to the app side today. MTN.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually got them from Kingdom Books and Stationery right here in Ghana.
Wow. We also bought our office supplies, safes, executive desks and chairs from Kingdom, and they gave us expert advice on how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow, Mom, that makes 4 of us. I usually get my stationery items from Kingdom, and my teacher also mentioned that our classroom furniture was provided by Kingdom.
So there you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first port of call. With over 40 years experience in the industry, we stock and supply a wide variety of globally sourced office and home furniture, stationery and equipment. Visit our head office,
Takweje, Osu near the Osu Cemetery, Temania Community 4, Takoradi opposite Vijay Mays Plaza, Cape Coast University Bookshop, Spintex Road near Absa Bank, Atomic Centerpoint Mall, Winneba University Campus, KNUST, the University Bookshop, and Santasi in Kumasi. You can also visit our shop online, www.kingdomstoreonline.com. Hurry while stock lasts. For further inquiries, contact us on 050-162-0810 or 0302-764-101. Email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability is assured. Terms and conditions apply.
At
Star Oil, we believe fuel is not just a commodity, it is a lifeline. Every cedi saved at the pump is a cedi that helps a mother send her child to school. A farmer transports food to the market, or a young entrepreneur deliver their first order. Our mission is to make fuel more accessible by offering consistently competitive prices, helping ease the financial burden on Ghanaian households. In a country where transportation costs can consume nearly a third of household income, this is not just business. It's a social responsibility. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
The luckiest. Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. Money we define, every day and night. Mama, dada keep on hustling for the family. The luckiest. Last time 712 hash. You can win some cash. You can be the luckiest with 1 CD. Luckiest with 5,000. The luckiest. The teacher got the market woman. You can be the luckiest. Oh, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone. You can be the luckiest. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone. Star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere. Luck is everywhere. Oh, tell me, are you feeling lucky? Because I'm feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling like the ultimate. That how we go win. If I win, you win. You could be the luckiest.
Brush, brush, brush your teeth every day and night. Up and down and all around. Brush like feeling bright. Brush, brush, brush your teeth. Brush with mom and dad. Underneath and in between. Brush the germs away.
Pepsodent, cavity protection.
For 10 times stronger teeth.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, Dini Yamsa. And you stay soft concentrate fabric softener. I was such it move. You're sending this say, but you hear my tina watch. New units now watch. No, be a baby, some was some demoni in our say. Dini Yamsa. Fair quiet, yes, sim beer association Ontario. Uses stay soft and new units now watch. Nani boss to tap from cry. A fabric softener. And yeah, near sensor. Choose to stay soft. No, who's so say, no. FDID a dreading crack to yatu.
Sasso, sasso, e se come tonton prepon. Sasso, sasso, e se come tonton prepon. Edrana drumming ya buseshe. Yeah, how can see any malaria? Minya me pone me sasso spray. Every mosquito study run away. Come on, tonton prepon. Sasso, sasso, mi se come tonton preko. Come tonton preko. Sasso, come tonton preko. Na ni sham ne die e demonstranko.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to Business on Newsnight. Now, the Controller and Accountant General, Kojo, has denied that the department overstated the country's total debt stock ending last year. The Auditor General, in its latest report, revealed that the debt stock has been overstated by 139 billion Ghana cedis. But answering questions from the Public Accounts Committee today, Mr. Ajay noted that issues have been resolved now, but he still stands by what they put out for last year.
We prepare whole of government accounts covering the local government, that's the MMDAs, central government, and then SOEs. When it comes to the debt figure, we look at that for central government and guaranteed SOEs, and then the unguaranteed SOEs. And the summation of the two gives us a total for the whole of government accounts. When we did that, our figure for the whole of government accounts was 861.4 billion, and that of the central government and the guarantee SOEs came to 711.4 billion. And this is what we reported in the financial statement. But after the report was submitted to Parliament, we met with the auditors, and then we did some reconciliation. But we still came back with the same figure, the same 861 billion for whole of government, and then 711.4 billion for central government and guaranteed SOEs. So far as we are concerned, we reconcile. The figures haven't changed. The figure as we see in the financial statement is the same as we have after the reconciliation, and they haven't impacted on the accounts of the state.
And that is the Controller and Accountant General Kwesi J. Meanwhile, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyankwampim, noted that he hopes this will bring a closure to this issue.
This is a very, very important conclusion that we need to bring to the attention of every Ghanaian and everybody who has interest in Ghana. It was worrying for an impression to be created that the Controller and Accountant General had overstated Ghana's public debt. And so this conclusion, sending the message clear to everybody that there was no overstatement of the public debt and that the public debt, as stated, remains the same, is the most important conclusion that I think everybody must take out of this meeting. Thank you.
Deputy Minister of Finance, Thomas Nyankwampim. About 9 institutions, including state enterprises and some private firms, owe the Ghana Revenue Authority some significant amount in taxes. Now, this was captured in the latest Auditor General's report. Edward Jamra is the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority in charge of domestic tax revenue, has been engaging the ranking member on the Public Accounts Committee today.
Tax indebtedness of state institutions is one of the challenges we go through as an authority. And I think anytime we come here, this has been a topical issue that we go through. The story hasn't changed, and most of these state institutions are owing us. The issue before us, Madam Chair, we've just recovered 59,000 out of that. So we still have 47.3 million of this amount still owed by the state institutions mentioned in the report. Yes, Gihok Distilleries, they owe 2.1 million. How much have they paid? Madam Chair, they haven't paid anything. With the exception of Ghana Water, that has paid the 59,000. The rest of them mentioned haven't paid anything.
So Akosombo Industrial Company, 1.6 million, they haven't paid anything. Airtel Ghana Limited, 37.7 million, they haven't paid anything. Airtel Mobile Commerce, 1.8 million, they haven't paid anything. PBC Limited, 268,000, they haven't paid anything. The good old Tema Oil Refinery, 136,000, they haven't paid anything. Hey, Glow is here. Glow Mobile Ghana Limited, 185,000, they haven't paid anything.
Edward Jamara Penteng is the Commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority in charge of domestic tax revenue, and he has been engaging that ranking member of the Public Accounts Committee, Samuel Atamensa, who is the member of Commander Edina Egwafo Ebrim. Now, market leader Star Oil has finally increased prices of petroleum products for the second half of this month. Details in this report.
The adjustment was done this morning across its service stations in the country. It's coming after Star Oil initially held on its old prices last week. The oil marketing firm even went ahead to reduce prices further during that period when ADA had gone up on prices. At 6 a.m. this morning, Star Oil was selling a litre of petrol at 11 cedis 45 pesos. But at 8 a.m., a litre of petrol was going for 12 cedis 77 pesos. Star Oil, however, argued that some service stations will still sell the product at 11 cedis 97 pesos. A litre of diesel has gone down, dropping to 13 cedis 45 pesos. Again, some service stations will go for 12 cedis 75 pesos. But what we are picking up now is that the increase was not due to rising prices of crude oil on the international market and the recent pressure on the Ghana cedi. This is an industry development that could also force other oil marketing firms to adjust their prices soon, even before we get to the end of the month? Well, we'll continue to monitor the market to see what will happen in terms of the price quote by other oil marketing firms.
And that's the Business Desk report. Now, Chief Executive of DLX Finance, Joe Jackson, is urging the Bank of Ghana to be tough on some of its regulatory measures to help achieve the desired results. It follows report that the remittance inflows have picked up marginally after a recent regulatory crackdown. So Jackson tells Jobs the regulator should press hard with some of these reforms if it's convinced about its outcome.
The end justifies the means. If the Bank of Ghana has been able to improve remittances by this policy, then it's right. In any case, remittances are supposed to help our dollar inflows. So if the remittance company is keeping it outside, then it doesn't help anybody. So I think that the intervention was in order. It will hit some of the institutions harder than others. But I think as we implement this a lot more, we're going to see that uptake. The
Chief Executive of DLX Finance, Joe Jackson. Let's turn our attention to the stock market. Angola was up by a peso to close at 2 Ghana cedis, 27 pesos at the end of trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange today. If you had invested on the market, you have made more than 50% in terms of returns, still better than other instruments currently on the market for investors to invest, like my brother from Shorts.
Let's go straight into the stories, George. And PWAC Natural Health, they emerged biggest winners of the 2025 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, sweeping 4 gold medals to be crowned overall champions at Ghana's largest corporate sporting festival. The one-day carnival, which brought together 51 corporate organizations, was graced by the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, who led the 5-kilometer walk and an aerobics session with hundreds of participants. There's more in this report.
Debutant, the luckiest 712 Ash, also shone, clinching gold in E-Games, Scrabble, and the CEO shootout. Elsewhere, Colonial Industries announced their debut with gold in men's arm wrestling, while Yak Deco took the women's crown. ECG Accra East Region, Adansi Travels, Labadi Beach Hotel, Youth Employment Agency, and DHL all walked away with silver medals across different events. At sunset, medals had been counted, the trophies lifted, and memories made. But in the end, one name stood tallest. PWAC Natural Health, crowned champions of the 2025 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament.
Ghanaian sprinter Benjamin Azamati says strengthening personal ties between team members will be crucial for Ghana's 4x100 relay team ahead of next month's World Championships. Team Ghana are currently in camp preparing for the global showpiece.
I think it's more about getting to know each other better, and that's the main purpose of this camp, just to get together and introduce all of us and work together. The more we work, the more we get better at what we're doing. So I believe this 7 days that we've had to camp, I think it's been very, very helpful. We've done what we need to do. We've worked on our check marks and we've worked on hand-ups and all that. I think it's pretty good. Whatever that we didn't get to do, whatever things that we have to fine-tune, we do them in Tokyo and we'll be ready to go.
You had Ghanaian sprinter Benjamin Azamati. Bring that into sports. Back to you guys.
And let's bring you one of our top stories. And the Deputy Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission, Alexander Chimberima, had disclosed that the Commission has gathered detailed intelligence on individuals involved in the drug trade and is strategically working to apprehend them. Speaking on the AM show, he noted that some of these individuals are already on NARCOC's radar, and it is only a matter of time before they are arrested.
Well, his comments follow Joy News' hotline documentary Deadly Doses, which uncovered how teenagers as young as 13 are being lured into a spiraling drug epidemic, with health workers warning of a looming crisis tearing through Kumasi. Before we hear from the Deputy Director General of NARCOC, here are excerpts of the documentary.
Veronica, not her real name, is one of the addicts receiving treatment at Cath. She got hooked to drugs after her ex-boyfriend introduced her to it in Accra.
was through my ex-guy. I was at Accra, and he was also a driver to one politician. So like the girl was having money. So anytime like I go there, we feel like we're having sex. Just want to get high. And when I started with cigarettes. That's for more white, not knowing like you just mixed the cigarettes with the drug. So anytime I just take the cigarettes, it look different. If I just get out from that side, from his side, I go and buy myself my own cigarette, that more white. I take it, the taste also looks different. So one day I asked him, what's inside the cigarette that I used to give him? He said, oh, it's cocaine. It seems I took it for 2 years.
In a very sober mood, she admits that the recovery process hasn't been easy.
Hey, suffocation. I said to her, the way I'm suffering, you can ask the madam, the doctors and the patients around here. I don't sleep at night. And even there's some fusion, if they put it on me, I'll cry throughout before the fusion will just went up. It's like there is a sore inside my body. So anytime the fusion gets to my body, then it just starts to itch me.
Kenneth Edukwachi is a pharmacist in Kumasi. He explains the essence of drugs such as opioids and how it leads to addiction.
Medication that are given for moderate to severe pain. Opioids help with the release of something called dopamine. So dopamine release causes euphoria, causes pleasure, causes excitement after the pain has subsided. These drugs are deadly and we have to be careful. We have to get a regulation to help us regulate these drugs very, very well.
We used to buy those things. We are insane because going to buy something that's wrapped, you don't know what's inside, you don't know the quantity, you don't know how it is. You just take money, go buy.
The Ashanti Regional Director of NACOC, Samuel Yebua, underscores the role of neighboring countries in this crisis.
We've been making some arrests at the Kotoka International Airport. I must say that, this is one of the indicators that point to the fact that drug trafficking is on the increase, because the more people try to cross the airports and they are arrested, it just tells us trafficking is on the rise.
Dr. Jones Opokuwari is a criminologist at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He has spent years studying the interplay between crime and societal decay.
Studies have always found a positive, correlation between use of illicit drugs and crime, especially robberies. Criminals will need some, form of boosters, as it were, to be able to carry out the kind of activities that they want to carry. So, for instance, if it's about robberies, some of them have to be high to be able to execute the kind of things they want to execute. Because if you look at them, maybe naturally, if they are supposed to operate with their natural senses, they may not be able to carry out the things they want to do because those operations are mostly very deadly.
Well, quite disturbing, Kenneth. Let's listen to the Deputy Director General of NACOC, Alexander Chimberima, on their plans to apprehend these drug dealers.
I know about them. I can't deny that. I don't know about them. Yeah, so we've done some works over there, but for the nature of our job, we don't just strike immediately. We get to know that this spot is here. Then the next morning we are there striking. No, we don't do that. We do some kind of intel on them, because mostly we believe that the Tinker Island, for instance, where I know, if you go there, you reckon that 90% or 98% of the people are users.
Okay.
But there's a percentage that are the traders. So if I should go after those who are selling it to you, you will not get, there will not be anything called Tinker Island.
Okay.
So that is always our target, to look out for people who are behind it, those who are bringing the drugs there to sell to the so-called intermediary people, or whatever name they call them, who then take it down to the users. So I can say that there are some people on our radar.
Okay. But
at the appropriate time, we'll get to them.
Let me stay with you a little longer. How common or prevalent are these ghettos for the purpose of our discussions? Are they very prevalent, or you just have small numbers of them, but many people in the very small ghettos? Which
okay, so there are small ones. But for instance, Tinker is quite big, because I have a video of Tinker, and looking at the size of Tinker isn't that big, the land. Okay, but the patronage is quite huge. So that is the difference. You may find a very small place, let's say the entire premises of Joy, your 2 buildings, which is not that big. Okay, but the number of people that you find there is the issue. You go there, and before you realize, you are seeing a huge number of people, and mostly the youth. These are people whose ages will range from, let's say, 16, 17 to at most 35, 40.
Quite disturbing incident there. But let's do education now, because the West African Examinations Council is taking drastic steps to curb cheating after a shocking surge in exam malpractice cases at the Basic Education Certificate examination. Well, according to Africa Education Watch, irregularities skyrocketed by 114% in the 2024 BECE, sparking fears of a credibility crisis. With the WASI underway, WAEC is bolstering its monitoring efforts to ensure the integrity of the exam. Let's get more details from that report, and a member of Joy News Research Desk, Jason Day, joins me in the studio with more. Jason, what does EduWatch's analysis reveal about results, cancellations, and examinations that have been withheld?
Yes, Ken. It's showing a lot of things. What EduWatch data is showing is that there's been a major reversal this year. That from 2022 to 2024, the number of cancelled results was actually on a slow decline, moving from 489 cancelled results in 2022 down to 418 in 2024. But in 2025, that trend has completely flipped. What that means is that the cancellations have more than doubled to 895 cancellations, an addition of 477 cancellations, which is even more than the total cancelled results that occurred in 2024. And when you talk about the withheld results, EduWatch found that there's been a jump from 49 withheld results in 2022 to 1,333 this year. That's nearly 27 times more than it was in 2022. In fact, in just last year, that's 2024, only 36 results were withheld. So this surge to 1,333 shows that this is very, very alarming, Ken.
Alarming indeed. Thank you very much, Jason. Pel, what do we have next?
We just want to talk more about the staggering figures being released by Africa Education Watch. We are trying to get WAEC to speak to us on this. We've been joined on the phone lines by John Kapi, and he speaks for WAEC. So good evening and thank you for your time on Newsnight.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Okay. I'm sure that you've been monitoring the exam so far. What's your assessment of the places you visited?
Well, so far, we would say that the areas that we have visited have not been too bad, except for the fact that we had a case at Birmingham where the visitor had a phone on him.
Okay. And we also know that you're taking some drastic steps to curb cheating. We also heard from the Africa Education Watch, which says it recorded some irregularities, 114% in the 2024 BECE. Your response to that?
Well, these are analysis that would come from some of the CSOs in education. We have not done any analysis of the level of irregularity regarding the BEC. So maybe we would also have to do ours, and then we can compare the figures and see Whether I am not in any way trying to say that the figures that have been brought out are wrong, no. We haven't done our bit, and so it will be difficult for me to confirm or deny whatever they've brought out.
Thank you very much, John Kapi, and he's the head of public affairs at WAEC.
Well, the Ministry of Finance says it has interdicted a staff member of the Controller and Accountant General's Department of alleged payroll fraud, where the staff in question has been cited for allegedly removing a teacher from the payroll after he refused to the bribe. Well, this came up during the Public Accounts Committee sitting, where Chairperson Abinose Asare expressed concern about what she called a recurring practice of officials deliberately refusing to validate some workers, leaving them unpaid for months. Listen.
It is a national issue now.
Name is taken off the payroll. It takes forever. Controller, it takes forever for the person to be put back on it. Sometimes it's a genuine mistake from the validators. And sometimes too, it is a way of some of the heads showing teachers where the power lies. And it's very, very painful. Since since Friday, we've had a lot of these reports. It's very painful that genuinely, your name is taken off the payroll for one reason or the other. You have to go to controller, sometimes 8 good months.
Well, let's get onto the telephone lines again and speak to Davis Opoku-Ansah, who's the Vice Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. Thank you very much for your time. This obviously is not the first time we are hearing reports of payroll fraud at the Controller and Accountant General Department. How deep-rooted is this issue? And really, what reforms is PAC pushing for to prevent staff from, using their positions to extort from workers, as we've witnessed?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to join your listeners this evening. I think largely, what we realize is that there's a bit of fear in the entire system, in the payroll system, in that workers, especially teachers, are unable to come forward and complain to the Controller and Accountant General or any other body that ought to listen to them. And it is because there's this fear that if you do not take care, you may find yourself wanting, and that your name will be taken out of the entire payroll system. So that is what we have identified. And today, in our questioning of the Controller and Accountant General, he also appreciated the fact that they have seen such concerns, and that there's been an officer from their end who has been punished for wanting to support or otherwise by demanding some fees and all of that.
All right, Mr. Davis Opoku-Ansah, thank you very much. He's the Vice Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Pearl, and that brings an end to Newsnight tonight. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. My name is Kenneth. Gyasi.
My name is